All right, night 2 of 5 Phillips 66 National Championships. If you joined us here last night, you saw a lot of fast racing in the pool. Tonight's going to be no exception. We're going to get kicked off right away with the women's 200 freestyle. Obviously, a lot of eyes on Katie Ledecky, but pretty stacked heat.
It is a stacked heat, and you're going to see a lot of people from last year's, one of my favorite races, the 4x200 freestyle women's relay at Worlds last year. You see a lot of those relay swimmers in this race. A lot of talent, a lot of speed. It's going to come down to the last 50.
The men's 200 freestyle. Brendan's going to be biased because there's a lot of Longhorns in this race, but what can we expect in the men's 200 free tonight, Brendan?
If you want to know if it's on the line, it's on the line. Five of the 8 guys had to do a best time just to get into the final, and the 3 that didn't, they're Olympians, right? So they know what they're doing. So this is going to be a race for the ages, and I think it's going to really come down.
Obviously, more spots with the relays being in the mix with this. So the 200 freestyle is going to be really exciting for the individual titles and then the relays that will be selected from it too. We're going to get into the women's 200 breaststroke, and I just got to say, I am so impressed with Kate Douglas. She wins the 100 freestyle last night and is the top seed in the 200 breaststroke. I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody doing those events together, but obviously she has her work cut out for her.
She definitely does. She's got right behind her the defending world champion, Lily King. Do I have any Lily King fans in the house? I mean, it's her hometown. Let's hear it, right? Yeah. I'll tell you one thing about the 200 breaststroke, guys, because I've done it a lot, and I've done it a lot in this pool. Every time they come up to breathe, make sure you're cheering, because I promise you, they can hear it.
So the men's 200 breaststroke, I'm sure that brings back all the feels for you. Former world record holder in the 200 breaststroke, everybody. What are you thinking when you think of the men's 200 breaststroke, and who should we keep our eyes on?
Well, the top 3 guys that qualified this morning, they're all vying for their first chance at an A team for international level, but they're all going to do it in a different way, different strategies. So pay attention to how they do it, because I'm telling you, they're all going to do it differently.
And you, the fans, this is when we need you during breaststroke. You can hear that, right, Brendan, when you're taking a breath?
Yeah, it's like,
So don't be afraid to get rowdy, to get loud. Our athletes need your energy. For that 200 backstroke, we have 4 Olympians that are in the top 5 seeds. So the 200 backstroke is going to be pretty mind-blowing tonight.
It will be, but you know what's amazing is Kennedy Noble this morning. It just goes to show you how important this meet is and how much racing is going on. She blasts her best time this morning. She's seated second tonight. And we saw it last night, guys. People winning out of lane 8 or lane 1. I mean, if you have a lane, you have an opportunity.
And then the men's 200 back, we have the veteran, Ryan Murphy, and then maybe some names that we might have not have heard of as much.
Yeah,
some Ryan Murphy fans up there.
There we go, finally. I know, oh, you bears, there they go. Yep, it's all, yep, look at them go. Yeah, I saw a lot of speed play this morning. If backstrokers are known for kind of laying back a little bit in the morning, I wouldn't be surprised to see some people break out, take off. It's really anybody's race.
And then to wrap up the night, we had the 50 butterfly. Keep your eyes on Gretchen Walsh. This morning, she already dropped the fastest time in the world, already in prelims. That race, if you blink, it's going to be over. Then the men's 50, same thing. It's going to be a dash. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay to the end. Let's take a look at some scenes from years past Nationals events.
Just 17 years of age, is absolutely on fire right now. She's going to have to do it on her own because there's no one else around her. Looking for the world record. She needs to touch the wall before 3:59.15, and here she comes.
56, 57, she's going to do it!
She gets it!
There is Lochte, says he wants to prove everyone wrong. That's why he's coming back to swim. Lochte extending his lead to over 7/10 of the second. Final 50 here in the men's 200 IM. Pulling away from the field here. And Ryan Lochte is a winner once again, the national champion here in 2019.
Missy Franklin is going for her 4th consecutive title in this event.
Boy, she just has such presence that last 15 meters. She just has a completely different gear than everybody else.
And look at Missy Franklin with her patented finish. And she takes it. Fastest time in the world this year.
I think Phelps, if he stays close, nobody can beat him them coming home the last 50.
So Phelps has the lead, pulling out almost to a body length. Michael Phelps is going to double up here. Back-to-back butterflies at 50.45. That is the fastest time in the world this year.
We're gonna take on the world. We're gonna take on the world.
She's gonna do it. Isabel Stanton's gonna win this one.
Another phenomenal turn for Ryan Murphy, rocketing him in front.
To the touch, it is Murphy by 4/100ths.
We're gonna take on the world.
But I think it's Jacoby.
Jacoby will go by King and get the win. Kieran Smith pulls ahead of Dan, and it will be a pair of Gators in those top two spots.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome the B final of the women's 200 meters freestyle. Swimming in your B final in lane 1 from Nation's Capital Swim Club, Camille Spink. Lane 2 from the Sandpipers of Nevada, Mackie Hodges. Lane 3, New York Athletic Club's Paige Madden. Lane 4, Long Island Aquatic Club, Kevin Gormson. Lane 5, from Sandpipers of Nevada, Katie Grimes. Lane 6, from the Sarasota Sharks, Addison Sawicki. Lane 7, from Alto Swim Club, Kayla Wilson. And in lane 8, from Fox Valley Park District Riptides, Leah Hayes. This is the B final. What a night one we had last night, and it is going to be an even better night number 2. It took some very impressive swims just to earn a second opportunity. In fact, on the women's 200 freestyle, you had to be a full second faster than 2022 in order to make the B final. 200 last year, a 1:59.1 just to sneak into this B final. The lead is in lane number 1. Camille Spink of Nation's Capital Swim Club went a best time this morning, 1:58.78. That dropped 0.8 of a second off of her previous best, earning her 15th seed heading into this. She's out fast, 27:30, but that's exactly what she was in the prelims. We'll see if that strategy will work. Lane number 6 making a charge. It's Addison Sawicki, pulling within 1/10 of a second of Spink at the 100-meter mark. Sawicki also a best time this morning, moving to the 30th in the national age group rankings for 17-18-year-olds, which is really saying something since she just turned 17 a few months ago. Sawicki 1:58.66 in the prelims. Here's your final turn now. Sawicki in the lead, Spink in second, Katie Grimes in third. Grimes, the open water distance freestyle superstar, trying to make up ground here on the end. You know that she's going to have the ability to stay strong all the way to the finish. Grimes a 1:58.45 this morning. Usually that would see your way into the A final, no problem, but this meet is built different, and so is Katie Grimes. To the finish she goes, and she's going to touch at a 1:57.55. Katie Grimes going a best time by 0.3 of a second to win the B final. 1:58.44 for Kevin Gormson. Tenth of a second off of her best time, but a 29.5 on that final 50. And then a 1:58.86 for Camille Spink to finish in third. As I mentioned earlier, way faster, 1:58.3 just to find your way into that A final. Some big names on the way. Bella Sims, Claire Weinstein of the Sandpipers of Nevada, Leah Smith, Alex Shackle, and of course, Katie Ledecky, all still to come in the women's 200 freestyle. Hang tight, Indianapolis. We're just getting started.
Championship round ready to roll here in the women's 200-meter freestyle. Federica Pellegrini of Italy. That world record still lasting. Allison Schmidt. National record for the United States. And Katie Ledecky, who's won gold in this event in Rio, adding another title already at these Phillips 66 national championships in the 800 free, among the athletes from the United States with the 5 most national titles all time. 20 plus for her, of course, the 7 Olympic golds, including this race from Rio. Didn't race at the World Championships last summer, but helped the U.S. win the 800 free relay with one of the fastest 200-meter relay splits of all time. And she was outstanding in winning the 800 free already with her 3rd fastest time ever in that event here in Indy. Alex Shackles had a great meet, 5th of the 200 fly, another personal best here. Getting it done by almost 2 seconds better than her previous best time to make this final. Leah Smith, Rio Olympic bronze of the 400 free, part of that gold medal squad for the U.S. in the 800 free relay last summer at Worlds. Erin Gemmel, 18-year-old, U.S. national champ in the 400 free last summer, ran 2nd to Katie Ledecky at the U.S. Nationals held after the Worlds. There's Ledecky, only one to work her way under 146 in the heats, was the fastest by 8/10. How about the teenage titans here from Sandpipers of Nevada? Claire Weinstein, 16 in lane 5, alongside it's Bella Sims, 18 in lane 6. New personal best for her. How about Anna Peplowski from Indiana Swim Club? 20-year-old Big Ten champion of the 200-yard free for the Hoosiers this winter. And Alex Walsh, her pedigree, Tokyo Olympic silver, World Championship gold from the 200 IM over the last 2 summers. Talk about these teenagers, Rowdy, again, from Sandpipers of Nevada. They teamed up with Leah Smith.
We saw Katie Ledecky turn in the 3rd fastest 800 freestyle in history a night ago. What could she possibly have in store for us this evening? Claire Weinstein in lane 5, 2nd seed, moved up to the 3rd all-time 15-16 performer with her best time 1:56.27 in the prelims. But it's Bella Sims out and out fast. Sims a 1:57.07 this morning. She's out in a 26.84, about a 1/10 of a second faster than her morning best time. Katie Ledecky, the 2nd fastest American in history. She was in 4th at the 50, Gemmel in 3rd. Gemmel out in a 27.0. Bella Sims not backing down in the slightest. She continues to lead at the 100-meter mark, 55.96 for Sims. She's a solid half second faster than she was in the prelims. Katie Ledecky, 0.2 of a second behind Sims. Bella Sims and Katie Ledecky both right at that U.S. Open record pace. Final turn, Ledecky has taken the lead. Ledecky 1:25.63. Look at the split from Claire Weinstein on that third 50. Claire Weinstein, third fastest 15, 16-year-old in American history. Trying to go toe-to-toe with Katie Ledecky. Here comes Erin Gimmel in lane 3. Claire Weinstein, can she do it? Can she pass Ledecky? Weinstein, Ledecky to the finish. It's Claire Weinstein. Third place, a 1:56.08 for Bella Sims, the best time for her by almost a full second. Katie Ledecky finishing in second at a 1:55.28, but out touching her by 2/100ths of a second.
16-year-old Bella Sims. There's Ledecky right there in the middle of the pool. If you look to the right, that is Claire Weinstein. She's third at the 150 mark, not second at the 150. So she moved up to second, but barely. Still behind Ledecky. Still behind her right there, Jason. But as I said, they're not, these kids aren't afraid anymore, man. They just don't fear anybody, including Katie Ledecky. And how close was that? Very, very, very close.
Remember, Weinstein did swim this event at Worlds last summer individually, made the semifinals there. And right now, she's ticketed to go back this year to Japan as the U.S. national champion here in the women's 200-meter freestyle, out-touching Ledecky. Sims looking strong again, lowers her personal best by another second here, followed by Gimmel and Shackle, and our winner is with Kira.
Claire, congratulations. What a race. You fought all the way to the end, and you fended off a very deep field, including Katie Ledecky. Just describe what this moment is like.
It feels amazing. I just wanted to make the team again, so doing that feels really good.
You have certainly made the team again. You will get to go to Fukuoka this summer. Take us through your experience last year and why you're so excited to be back.
Last year was kind of tough because I got really sick right before, and I had to miss some of the camps. So hopefully this year that doesn't happen, and I can do my best there too.
Here's to staying healthy. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Claire Weinstein gets to say something that not a lot of people do. I beat Katie Ledecky in a swimming race. The youngster lowers her lifetime best and becomes a national champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award ceremony for the women's 200 freestyle. Presenting the awards for the women's 200 freestyle, Chief Executive Officer of the United States Olympic.
Award time here in Indianapolis, the Phillips 66 U.S. National Championships. Katie Ledecky on the middle step of a podium. That doesn't happen too often here at Nationals, Route.
No, and she just didn't look like Katie Ledecky of yesterday in that 800. A little spinny, during that 200. Never really looked like she was on top of the water like she normally does. Sure, why not?
Well, his lead got whittled down a little bit. Is it large enough to last here in this final 50? McGahee, national champ of the 400 free last summer in lane 5, trying to mount a charge above Curry.
Boy, Curry's held this stroke together, hasn't he? Very impressive.
excellent work en route to the win. And 146.39, another personal best for him by about 7/10 to take the win here in the B.
Wow. You know, 146.3 would have been 6th this morning to make the final. So, yeah, that's why he's kind of twirling around, nodding his head, saying, yes, it's a good swim. Only guy to break 146.5, but there were 3 under 147 there. That's some stout B swimming there.
Yeah, Patrick Salmon runs second, another personal best here, first in prelims and now in this B final for the 19-year-old from Sun Devil Swimming. Time now for the men's 200 free presented by Toyota. Toyota, proud partner with USA Swimming and Team USA. Let's go places. Paul Peterman still holding the world record back for the 2009 Worlds. Michael Phelps, the American standard from the 2008 Olympics. And this field includes Drew Kibler, 23-year-old from Carmel Swim Club. In 4th in the 200 free last summer, just 300ths from bronze. But did win 800 free relay gold with Team USA. Some of the other competitors here, including Jake Mitchell out of University of Florida, Indiana native, Olympic finalist in the 400 free from Tokyo, and Luke Hobson, 20-year-old from Longhorn Aquatics Rowdy, NCAA champ of the 200 and 500-yard frees this season for Texas. Looked great in prelims, new personal best by over a second to lead the way.
Yeah, I like Luke Hobson here. I mean, you throw out Carson Foster, who had swum a great race, 145 plus, would have been in here, decided to scratch. I just talked to Carson a little while ago, more on that later on, but these two guys right here certainly should be really, really good. Kibler, Hobson, Kieran Smith. I do think that this 800 freestyle relay will have a bit of a new look. A lot of fresh faces in this race in the 200 freestyle, including Hobson.
We've got Kobe Carosa and Kieran Smith, who are both part of that gold medal squad from last summer. Kieran Smith with his Olympic history bronze in the 400 from Tokyo, and 6th in the 200 at those Olympics and at the Worlds last summer individually.
12 guys have broken 146 this year. 4 of them from the United States. All did that in the preliminaries this morning. As I mentioned, Carson Foster was one of those guys, and he just said, I wanted to put myself on the relay, and I think that's what Katie Ledecky swam the 200 freestyle for. Wanted to put herself on the relay, not going to swim it. He decided not to swim this. I want to concentrate on the 200 and 400 IM. That's what Foster told me. And I think that's a real unselfish move in a sport that can be in many ways selfish. And I was really proud of him for making that decision, knowing that he wasn't for sure going to swim it.
Kieran Smith certainly going to swim it, and usually swims it pretty well. In a world and Olympic finalist in this race in lane 6, the Florida Gator, originally from Ridgefield, Connecticut, representing Ridgefield Aquatic Club, racing out to the advantage by a little over 3/10 with Kibler there in second.
You know, the thing is about the 200 freestyle, you can't be afraid to get out there, and I don't want to use the word float because it's not floating, but you can't be out there, you got to be out there and get under 51. Smith right there at 51 flat. If they're going to be able to race the likes of a Matthew Richards or a Tom Dean or a Popovic from Romania, now it's going to be a great race, no doubt about it.
Smith trying to hang in there. Here comes Hobson now. Strong effort in lane number 4 to push himself towards second and maybe first.
Hobson looking really good. Look at that kick behind him. He's going to go by both of them.
How about this furious final 50 for Luke Hobson? Going to roll his way here to a U.S. national title. Wow. 145.18, just off his lifetime best.
Well, now you can count 5 guys that have broken 146 because you can add Kieran Smith, who got second in that race by 12/100ths of a second over Kibler. And how about these splits? I said you got to go out in 50-point. Well, not if you're Luke Hobson. If you want to make the team, he's 52 flat, 53-1 coming home. How about that for basically an even split type race? There he is right there. Looking good at the 150, third at the 150, but not by much. 4/10 behind Smith, 2/10 behind Kibler. This has got the makings of a great 800 freestyle relay for the United States. You got 5 guys all under 146. And Jake Mitchell got 4th, he's 46.2. That's real good.
So the win in comeback fashion for Luke Hobson, Smith, Kibler, and Mitchell, the top 4. How about Baylor Nelson, the 20-year-old from Aggie Swim Club, in 5th? And 17-year-old Henry McFadden from the Jersey Wahoos, 6th, potentially going on a relay for Japan this summer. Here is with our winner.
Luke, wow, what a race. Just take us through that last 50.
I knew that they would be out fast, and this morning I had a really good back half and just tried to replicate from this morning, and happy that worked out and could get the win and stoked to punch my ticket.
Just describe the emotions of having Japan in your sights.
It's super exciting. I knew it could happen, and I'm just super glad it did.
You've had so much success with the NCAAs. How have you been able to translate that short course success into long course success?
Really just staying on it, keeping working hard in practice, and hit the taper here, and super happy to see that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Luke Hobson going to have the opportunity to represent the United States at a long course world championships for the first time after winning that 200 free national crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the awards ceremony for the men's 200 freestyle. Presenting awards, a member of the gold medal winning 4x200 meter freestyle relay from the 2012 Olympic Games. Please welcome Olympian Charlie Houchin. Touching third in a time of 145.75, representing Carmel Swim Club, Drew Kibler. Silver medalist in 145.63 from Ridgefield Aquatic Club, Kieran Smith. Your 2023 Phillips 66 national champion of the men's 200 meter freestyle in a winning time of
Latest awards ceremony from Indianapolis underway. And the gold being given out to Luke Hobson after his furious final 50 to take the win in the men's 200 freestyle. Kieran Smith silver, Drew Kibler the bronze.
26.5, by the way, on the end for Hobson. Jake Mitchell came home in a blasting 26.7. Zane Grothy got 7, 26.6, but nobody was quicker the last 50.
The fans enjoying it here in Indianapolis. Getting ready for more B-final coverage. Women's 200-meter breaststroke. A lot of college performers here, like Abby Hay from the University of Louisville. She'll be in lane number 5. Kaylin Gridley, 18-year-old from Duke, will be in lane number 4. And Rowdy, then you've got 2 15-year-olds. Addie Robillard from Mesa Manta Rays in lane 7. Molly Sweeney from Carmel Swim Club here in Indiana in lane 3.
Addie's birthday next week. This would be a nice little birthday present for her. Molly doesn't turn 16 until October. Gridley's only 18. She won her best time this morning at 2:28.2.
See Miranda Tucker, veteran from Texas Ford Aquatics. They're in lane number 1 at age 26.
Yeah, the two that may have the most experience on the outside lanes, Tucker and Hartman. Great career in Georgia up there in lane number 8. Robillard win her best time, as you said, mentioned. 2:30 fastest time in the world this year is the new world record holder, Chikanova from Russia. 2:17.5. Broke that world record by about a second and a half.
And fastest time in the world this year for her by 4 seconds plus.
I don't think that 4 seconds is going to hold up here in about 5 minutes. But it's going to be a lot less than that soon.
Certainly a strong field coming to the final. Right now, battle for the top spot here. Abby Aarons, the Wolfpack Elite 21-year-old in lane 2, challenging Gridley, who's coming along there in lane 4, trying to slide into second spot. And they are 1-2 at the turn, with Molly Sweeney holding down 3rd position.
Aaron's out 10.8, 3/10 behind is Gridley. 11.1 going out, so they're both quicker than they went this morning. In fact, pretty much everybody in the field is a little quicker than they went the first 100, except for Yeager. He has a good back half.
Aaron's watching that lead potentially evaporate here. It's Gridley and Sweeney both ahead of her as they set up shop for home. And Aaron's lane 2, Sweeney lane 3, Gridley lane 4. A top trio at this point.
Gotta keep that body line moving forward here. As you start to get tired, legs start to scream. You see the tempo starting to change a lot there in lane 4 with Gridley.
And that back half, beautiful.
Time now for the women's 200 breaststroke presented by Toyota, proud partner of USA Swimming and Team USA. Let's go places. Rebecca Soni still holds the American record. Lily King, 2016 Olympic gold in Rio in the 100 breast, took silver in the 200 breast in Tokyo, then won the 200 breast world title last summer in Hungary. Now has world titles in all 3 different breaststroke distances at the Worlds in her career. Piper Engi, 17-year-old from Bellevue Swim Club near Seattle, Texas recruit, new personal best in the heats for her. She'll be in lane 1. Anna Keating from Cavalier Aquatics, Piedmont Family YMCA and the University of Virginia there in lane 2. Annie Laser from Indiana Swim Club, the 28-year-old Tokyo Olympic bronze in this event, hoping to make another world team before she retires later this year to start coaching as an assistant at Florida. Kate Douglas, already racing to a national title in the women's 100 free, top qualifier here in the heats by over 2 seconds. There's Lily King here in her home state, gonna get a round of applause, recognized as the reigning world champ in this event. Caitlin Dobler, U.S. national champ of the 100 breast last summer, new personal best in this race by almost 3 seconds for the 21-year-old from Trojan Swim Club at USC. There's Emma Weber, another Cavalier Aquatics product, past junior national champ of this event in lane 7, and Isabel Odgers, another Trojan Swim Club performer, NCAA finalist in the 200-yard breaststroke this season for USC. And Rowdy, how about Kate Douglas in that bronze from the Worlds in this event, and a night after winning the 100 free, a chance to win a national title in the 200 breast. What diversity of strokes.
Incredible. Nobody, I mean nobody, in the history of our sport has ever won the 100 freestyle and 200 breaststroke. Heck, I don't even know swimmers that do that. You're either born a sprint freestyler or you're born a breaststroker. It's impossible to be both. You just can't do it. Now, I know you sometimes see a Kayla Gressel can swim breaststroke, but not this. You couldn't pick 2 opposite events than breaststroke and freestyle.
And Rowdy, again, we mentioned in prelims, she blasted out past Lily King there by 2+ seconds, but King throwing it down in that opening 50 by almost a second.
And that's what she did this morning. Exactly, and it's almost mimicking what happened this morning. 31.5, by the way, going out for Lily King. So she's a second faster going out, but so is Kate Douglas. And Kate Douglas outsplit King and everybody else the last 3 50s in this 200 breaststroke. So she's coming on. And boy, they are way out there ahead of everybody else. 7-6 for Lily King. She's gonna make Kate Douglas earn this if she's gonna beat her.
The world champion and one with a world of promise in this race coming on strong. King and Douglas battling everybody else in a race right now, it seems, for 3rd.
Wow. Lily King, you know what? I love Lily King. I love watching her swim, always have. She's got that explosive athleticism, great presence, and she's not gonna go down without a fight. She actually Douglas outsplit her there, 36.5 to 36.8, but not by much. Boy, these 2 are gonna go fast.
Lily King, with all their pedigree at the shorter distances, proved it last year at the Worlds, winning gold in this event, trying to make it stand up against the younger challenger, Kate Douglas, down the stretch here. Can King hang on and hold off and fend off Douglas?
I think King's going to do it.
Just meters to go. The reigning world champ gets the national title here at home by about 3/10 over Kate Douglas in a thriller.
There's still nobody that has ever won the 100 freestyle and 200 breaststroke in the history of our sport. And Lily King proves why she's, in my opinion, the greatest female breaststroker in history. alongside maybe a Rebecca Soni. I'm never going to forget what Rebecca Soni has done to the sport, but come on. I mean, what fortitude to be able to hang in there and do what she did against everybody's pick going into this race. I think even with Lily King in here, Jason, going into this last turn, everybody picked her, I guarantee it, to go by Lily King this last 50. It didn't happen. That's the second fastest time in the world, by the way, for for Lily King. The third fastest in the world for Kate Douglas.
It's a new personal best for Douglas, but not enough to dethrone Lily King, who's with Kira.
Lily, what a battle that was between you and Kate Douglas the entire race. What is your takeaway from the race?
Did that one the hard way. Kate's a hell of a competitor, and always exciting to race her for sure. So, yeah, second fastest time ever, so I'm pretty excited.
And you know who else is excited are these fans. How special is it for you to race in front of these Indiana fans?
Well, I think we've got 3 Hoosier groups in the pool. We've got my teammates over there, and my team over there, and our parents over there. So I love racing here. Anyone from Indiana loves racing here. It's the best pool in the world, and always a pleasure to be here.
All of them were cheering you on to that finish. Now, we know you for a lot of success in the 100. How are you able to also find so much success in the 200?
I think it just comes down to swimming brave and not being scared to go for it, and for me that works. So again, it hurt a lot, but the results were really good, so I'm happy.
Well, you swum brave tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Crowd here in Indiana loving it, especially when one of their own delivers here in the Hoosier State. And Lily King first to the wall there to grab that national title. Again, Kate Douglas takes about 2/10 off her personal best. Good enough to run second. Annie Laser there in third, followed by Caitlin Doble. Lily King loves to race and loves a challenge. Loves winning too. She's a national champ again.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award ceremony for the women's 200 breaststroke.
Olympic swim trials coming just around the way here from IU Natatorium at Lucas Oil Stadium, coming in about a year's time. There'll be folks on the podium there to earn spots to Paris. Here, athletes celebrating national championships and potential trips to the Worlds in Japan. Annie Laser again on the podium, bronze for her, Rowdy. Again, going to step away at the end of the year, so potentially last big time meet for her if she doesn't make it through to Japan this summer. We'll see about if she gets the opportunity to swim elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great way to end her career at an incredible meet like the Pan American Games. But boy, that is one tough cookie. I'm telling you. I wouldn't. I mean, she is just unbelievable. I mean, she's my first pick on dodgeball. That's for sure.
And Lily King, another victory. Kate Douglas, though, looks like she certainly has a lot of room to grow, you feel like, Rowdy, in this event.
Yeah, you know, she's not real happy about getting second. But you know what? Something to swim for.
How about another look at a B final here for the men's 200-meter breaststroke? Zach Stubblety-Cook, world record holder from Australia. Josh Pernot still holds the American record for the 2016 Olympic trials. Here in this B, you've got Jason Lauser, NCAA finalist for the California Golden Bears in the 200-yard breast there in lane 4. And a couple of 16-year-olds, too, in this race. Jordan Willis from Swim Mac, Carolina in lane 7. Josh Bay from Highland Hurricane Swim Club, both with lifetime bests in the prelims. There's the 22-year-old from Cal Aquatics there in lane 4. A couple of Indiana Swim Club performers. Max Wright, lane 3. Jason Yep, lane 5. Just like Lily King, you got Hoosier, Indiana on your cap. You're fired up to swim here in Indiana.
No doubt. And again, Jason, another couple of youngsters. 16-year-old Jordan Willis up there in lane number 7, and Josh Bay right there in front of you in lane number 2. I'm talking to his coach, Nick Castillo. He swims for the Highland Hurricane Swim Club. And Nick said he's just so excited to be in this position to get a second swim. And he said, you know what? Josh is the real deal. Keep an eye on him for the future. Absolutely, I'm going to keep an eye on him. Doesn't turn 17 until July 14th. His birthday's coming up. He's got a great future ahead of him.
Yellow cap for Lauser. The battle right now with Max Wright alongside in lane 3.
Cal having a great meet thus far, coached by Dave Durden. You know, they won the national title again this year at the NCAA Championship. They've already put 3 or 4 on the team thus far. Now coaching both the men and the women. Getting a lot of assistance with Coach Dave Marsh, who has been around forever and done a great job there with the Bears. And they have been swimming very well, both for the men and the women.
And Lauser trying to stretch out the advantage. Seeing what he can have to work with coming home with the final 50. Again, Noah Nichols, 21-year-old from Cavalier Aquatics and Piedmont Family YMCA, coming along in lane 6 to try to threaten for the win.
Everybody was a little slower that first 100. Picked up the pace a little bit that third 50, so it really is a change of strategy for most of the field. You can see the tempo starting to change up a little bit, and all of a sudden you've got 4 guys in this.
Yep, in lane 5, Nichols lane 6. Right, not out of it yet. In lane number 3, Lauser has lost the lead, and the win will go to Jason Yep. 211.38, new personal best for him, and that's worthy of a celebration splash.
Yeah, like I said, they did it the last 50, last 100. Yep was 34-1 and then 33-5. His last 50, the only guy to break 34 the last 50, and yep. There's Cody Miller congratulating Lily right there. Head coach Ray Luz right in front of Lily. You can see the back of his head.
Well, we know they got some quality breaststrokers there in Bloomington. That one front and center of the list. And yep, a guy coming along and adding that win here at Nationals in the B to his resume.
Here's the finish there, yep. As I said, 33.5. The next closest was Nichols at 34.4, and he ended up 6th. Results are not official yet. That's what the holdup is. And that's usually meaning that there is a possible DQ. Our screen doesn't have the order yet, right? It usually pops up 1 through 8 within seconds after the race is over with. It has not done that yet.
So they are going to have a disqualification. Max Reich in lane number 3 gets disqualified. And then officials still reviewing something else and checking on another lane and another possible DQ. That's why we're in a bit of a holding pattern here. IU fans, though, continuing to celebrate.
Yeah, Mac Reich was another one that came on at the end. I didn't see what happened. We're not getting word on why he was DQ'd. A lot of DQs happened this morning in prelims. Gosh, there had to be a half a dozen or so with that crossover kick. So my guess is that's probably something that they're really keeping a close eye on. Still no answers.
Yep. Fans here kind of in limbo too. Went from the celebration to now kind of staring at the screen like we are here to see if the results do go official in-house here at IU Natatorium. And this place hosting so many big meets, Olympic trials, NCAA championships, 2017 World Juniors here. Great showcase for the sport. And a little taste of what Indy will get in the big house, again, just around the corner. And that big setup coming next summer for the U.S. Olympic trials.
You know, the DQs are now being initiated by video being used just to confirm or overturn a call that was made on the deck.
Well, they have gone final. Jason Yep takes the win, followed by Noah Nichols. Jason Lauser there in third. Again, the one DQ to Max Reich.
Yeah, and the video now is being used to initiate the call.
Time for the men's 200-meter breaststroke final here from Indianapolis. Zach Stubblety-Cook from Australia, world record holder. Josh Pernot still holds the American record from 2016. Matt Fallon, 20-year-old Ivy League champion at Penn, representing Athens Bulldog Swim Club. U.S. national gold medalist in this race last summer. He missed NCAAs with a back issue, but strong in prelims and the fastest time in the heats by over a second, so he'll be in lane number 4. Charlie Swanson of Nova of Virginia Aquatics, world semifinalist in this race last summer. He tied Nick Fink for the win of the World Team Trials. Swanson in lane 1. A.J. Pouch out of Virginia Tech, the 22-year-old, swims in lane 2. Jake Foster from Mason Manta Rays in Ohio and the Texas Longhorns, older brother of Carson, pushing off medical school for a bit. Gonna keep on swimming, second at the U.S. Nationals in this race last summer. There's Fallon, just 3/10 off his personal best in heats with that top qualifying time. Josh Matheny, Indiana Swim Club, the 20-year-old, past World Junior champion here in this event. Nick Fink, 5th at the Tokyo Olympics, trying to get a little extra crowd love. Also 5th at the Worlds last summer in this race. Also won the 50 breast world title. Will Lacone, Pan Am's champion from 2019 in this race. 28-year-old vet from Longhorn Aquatics. So close so many times to making an Olympic or a world team. Can this be the time? And Tommy Cope from Club Wolverine, the 25-year-old there in lane 8. Nick Fink, Rowdy, turns 30 next week and has been at his fastest the last couple of seasons for a guy with a master's degree in electrical and computer engineering. Dare I say he's working smarter these days?
No question about it. He is one smart and fast swimmer. I would keep an eye on the clock a little bit here as far as the American record goes. It's 2:07.17, as you mentioned earlier. Josh Pernot set that back in 2016. And the one reason why I think it's possible is Matt Fallon went 31.9 on the third 50. In layman's terms, that is just unbelievable. He was over a second and a half faster than anybody else the third 50. He came back on the fourth 50. Did he come back enough to say, hey, I want to save a little bit for the night?
Charlie Swanson out fast. Yet a guy that ended up 11th at the World Championships in this race last summer. Bottom of your screen has the lead.
Now, there's Fallon right there. Watch him, because he is a guy that will maybe 7th or 8th at the 100. He does it all. In fact, he was 8th at the 50. Let's see what he's going to be at the 100. He's 7th at the 100. 1:02.4. He will not be 7th at the end of this race. I can guarantee you that. He has a tremendous back half of the race.
Already starting to assert himself, so too is Josh Matheny in lane 5. Swanson's lead evaporating.
Look at this third 50. He's doing the same thing. Remember what I said, he was 7th at the 100, 8th at the 50. He's first, 32 flat at the 150.
Matt Fallon unleashing the stuff of legends here to come back and work his way into the lead here and looking to rocket ahead of everybody else towards a national crown.
He was 32 flat the third 50, Jason. 32.6 and he breaks the record, 32.5.
Matt Fallon is flying. Matheny in the battle for second. Fallon gonna get it done from 7th to the win in the final 100 meters here to grab gold in the 200 breast. 2:07.71 within striking distance of that American record.
Wow. And Matheny gets second. Two new guys to look for as they go along. And Matt Fallon, here he goes. That's right, him. Right there on that lane right there. 7th at the 100. He's 1:02.4, 1:03.3. Is that right? 1:03.2 coming home? Basically even splitting a 200. He has got one great back half of a race. This guy can get out a little bit better. He can get out half second faster at Worlds. He's got a shot. That's the 4th fastest time in the world this year.
Matt Fallon taking the win. There is a disqualification. AJ Pouch has been knocked out from lane number 2, but it doesn't deny the top 2, including the national champion Matt Fallon. Josh Matheny there in second, followed by Jake Foster and Nick Fink. Our victor is with Kira.
Matt, 4th fastest time in the world, a national champion. Describe what your emotions were coming down that last 50.
I mean, I'm usually behind at the 100, so my entire emotions this last 100 was just kind of to get back in front of everyone and just stay in front. So yeah, I was feeling pretty nervous, but I kind of saw in the last 50 that I was turning ahead of some people next to me, and I just kind of went for it.
Speaking of emotions, you've had to battle back from quite a bit of injury. Take us inside that journey that's allowed you to get back to this winning position today.
Yeah, I was out of the pool for a little bit, but I bounced right back, and I was able to get working hard right after I was back in the pool, and it's translated into some pretty good gains in the pool. So it's been pretty hard the last couple months, but it's been worth it.
And that hard work is going to get you on a world's team. How excited are you to represent on an international team?
I'm over the moon. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Jason, before we go to break, I said he was 102, 103. No, 102.4, 105.2. That's still pretty solid.
Certainly is good enough to grab a national title. Coming up, the women's 200 back. Hope we have a finish like we did at the 2018 U.S. Nationals.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award ceremony for the men's 200-meter breaststroke. Presenting awards for the men's 200-meter breaststroke, six-time Olympic medalist, also world record holder, former world record holder, both the breaststroke events. Please welcome touching third in a time of 2:09.10 from the Mason Manor Rays, Jake Foster. Finishing second in a time of 2:08.13 from Indianapolis Club, Josh Buffini. Phillips 66 national champion in the men's 200-meter breaststroke with a winning time of 2:07.71, representing Athens Bulldogs Hunt Club, Matt Fallon. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the medalists, the men's 200-meter breaststroke, led by your champion, Matt Fallon.
Matt Fallon on the podium with the other top finishers in the men's 200-meter breaststroke, getting their medals, posing for pictures, all part of the process here at the Phillips 66 National Championships. Again, Matt Fallon with his come-from-behind formula that works well for him. More B-final action here from Indy, including the women's 200-meter backstroke B. Rowdy, see Reagan Smith coming up in the A, but how about four 16-year-olds in this B final? Lila Bognar, lane 8 from Team Greenville. Haley McDonald, lane 7 from Lakeside Swim Team. Sarah Rodriguez from Streamline Aquatics Club in lane 6. And Tegan Odell from Mission Viejo Natadores in lane number 4.
Again, it shows you the strength of backstroke here in the United States. We'll talk a lot more about it in the women's A final, but this stroke, I don't know what it is for USA women, but it is amazing. And the 200 might be even better than the 100 now. still think the 100's probably even a touch better, but still, they're both just, it's just crazy how fast it is. The top 3 swimmers in the world last year, all from the United States.
Couple of those 16-year-olds. Rodriguez with pretty good starts. Odell been holding down lane number 4. Right now trying to thrust herself towards the top of the heap here in this opening 50. Olivia Bray from Longhorn Aquatics. Old timer at age 21 in this field route.
Yeah. Josephine Fuller up there in lane number 5. She was the quickest out in the prelims, only swimmer to break 103. A little bit different strategy here tonight. Unless she puts a little bit more emphasis here on this next 25, she won't be out as quick. Tennessee swimmer Matt Kredich at Tennessee doing a fine job there. Is Fuller.
It is Bray in front by about a half second at the halfway juncture. Odell there in second. Paige Hetrick, lane 2 from the University of Louisville, third at the midway point. Watching some others coming up, including Haley McDonald in lane number 7, trying to get in towards the top 3. Still top 2 right now, Bray and Odell.
Odell has the fastest time of anybody in this group, along with Fuller. Both of them have been 2:09 plus, but Olivia Bray, the Longhorns are swimming so great. Olivia Bray's best time is 2:11.2. She's gonna blow that out.
Odell still holding a slight advantage and now looking to try to slip away here from Olivia Bray in this B final. And the teenager from Mission Viejo looking like she'll have enough to make it stand up for the victory in the B. Bray there in second, and it is a new PB for her. There by about a second and a half. Odell, new personal best for her by about a half second.
Nice job there, 103, 105 plus coming back. And again, 16 doesn't turn 17 until October. There she is coming home. And as you said, Olivia Bray, 2:09.6. Over a second and a half faster than she's ever been. And Bognar up there going 2:09 as well. He went her best time by a second at 16.
Title up for grabs here in the women's 200-meter backstroke. Haley McEwen from Australia, new world record back in March. Reagan Smith, the American record holder. She set that mark at the 2019 Worlds en route to the world title. At the time, it was the world record. Didn't get to race the 200 back, though, at the Tokyo Olympics or at last year's Worlds because she got beaten out by other Americans to race those events. Still came home with a bunch of medals, including the world title in the 100 back last summer. We'll see if she can get back there in the 200 back this year. Riley Tiltman, the University of Virginia, there in lane number 1. Phoebe Bacon, 5th in this race in Tokyo. World silver last summer in Hungary in lane 2. Claire Curzan, Alto Swim Club, the 18-year-old, 5 medals from Worlds last summer, including bronze in the 100 back. There's Reagan Smith, already won the national title in the 200 fly at this meet. Top qualifier here, too. Kennedy Noble, 19-year-old from Wolfpack Elite, just destroyed her previous personal best in the heats by about 3.5 seconds. 4th fastest time in the world this year. There's Ryan White, 4th at Tokyo Olympics in the 200 back, on the podium at Worlds last summer with bronze in this race. Isabel Stadden, 20-year-old from California Aquatics, U.S. national champ on the 100 breast last summer. And JoJo Ramey from Fishers Area Swimming Tigers, and junior national champ of this event last summer. Curzan Rowdy, a lot of college-age talent in this race. 5 of the 8 finalists from the NCAA 200-yard pack in March are here, including the winner, Claire Curzan.
Top 4 from the Olympic trials 2 years ago. 3 swimmers already in the top 10. This year, 4 of the 7 fastest in the world last year, and they're all in this final. Reagan Smith just has to be the favorite. I mean, she's already been 2:04 this year, which is 2 seconds plus faster than Kennedy Noble's been. But this event, this stroke, has gotten so fast for American women. It wasn't that long ago that the 200 backstroke was one of the weakest for American women. And this, along with the 100 backstroke, it is not for the faint of heart. I would not want to be a woman backstroker in the United States right now. It is so tough. And now you add Kennedy Noble to the mix.
Ken Noble trying to back up that outstanding prelim swim with a top 5 time in the world this year. She's running second right now to Reagan Smith, who has the advantage here in the lavender at the center of the pool in lane 4.
She's going to be quicker than she was earlier in the prelim. 00:00 on the nose. Out in a minute flat. That is under her American record pace of 0:03.
Reagan Smith, with her new training home under Bob Bonet at Arizona State, has found her form. Top American time for the women in 5 different events so far here in 2023, and stretching out this advantage even further.
1:31.4, she's still under pace. 1:31.8 was her record split. And don't forget, the world record is only 0.2 of a second faster than her American record pace, so she's under that as well.
The crowd recognizing Reagan Smith is flying here in Indianapolis, trying to root her on to a potential new record for the United States or for the world. Reagan Smith going to be a national champion, cruising towards the wall. Reagan Smith, the time says 2:03.8, just off it here. The frustration for her, it is a U.S. Open record, fastest ever swim here on U.S. soil, but a big smile for her. She's going back to the Worlds in this event.
Isn't that great, right? Oh boy, and Ryan White. How about Ryan White coming back and getting second? That was a great swim for her as well. She'll also return to the World Championship. She was right on it, wasn't she, Jason? I mean, she gave it a go. The thing about it was the finish. She just was too long on the finish. And how fast is this event? That's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th fastest swims in the world by those 5 swimmers that finished 1 through 5. Watch at the end, watch the finish. She's just a little long. She laid out on that last stroke a little too long. 1, 2, 3, yeah. That's about all she could do, though. I'm not sure she could take another stroke. Just caught in a bad place, but that's pretty good.
Kira's with Reagan.
Reagan, I love that reaction that you had there at the end. You were so close to that American record. It was a U.S. Open record, but what were your thoughts when you looked up and saw the time?
I haven't been 2:03 in 4 years, and I'm just so happy to be back where I was.
I know that there's some emotion in this. You've had some high highs and low lows in this event. Can you just describe that emotion?
I'm just on top of the world right now, and I just can't thank my coach Bob and all my teammates at Sun Devil Swimming. They've done so much for me, and I couldn't have done this without them.
Was the goal coming into this to chase down that record?
It absolutely was. I just wanted to get 2:03 again. I know that I'm that swimmer again. And yeah, I've been chasing that for a long time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, a former world record holder, been a world champion in this event. You can hear the joy in her voice of finding her form, getting close to where she's been before. Again, a U.S. Open record to add to her American record time. Ryan White will race at another World Championships for the United States in this race as well, it seems. Regan Smith going back to the world to the 200 back again.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award ceremony for the women's 200 meters backstroke. Presenting the award for the women's 200 backstroke is a two-time Olympic medalist capturing gold in the 4x100 medley relay and bronze in the women's 100 backstroke at the 1992 Olympic Games in Barcelona, Lee Maurer. Finishing in third place with a 2:06.35 from Alto Swim Club, Claire Kurzan. Your runner-up with a 2:05.77, representing Wolfpack Elite, Ryan White. And your 2023 Phillips 66 national champion with a U.S. Open record of 2:03.80, representing Sun Devil Swimming, Regan Smith.
Two nights, two national championships for Regan Smith. 200 fly on the opening evening, and now the 200 back here on this evening, Rowdy. She potentially could have a pretty busy individual schedule in Japan at Worlds.
Yeah, no, she's going to be, and she's not done yet. And you got the 100 back coming up now, but the key word is relief. Once you make the team, that's what Carson was telling me earlier. It's just like a balloon popping. It's just knowing you made it.
How about that? Driving a good way, 10 hours to see Regan Smith. Got to be cool to see her grab gold here at the Nationals.
I'd fly 10 hours too to see her, no problem. But I flew 10 hours to see her this time.
And we'll drive our way down to the pool deck again here for more action from a B. Men's 200 back B final. Again, host of young up-and-comers in this race. Caleb Mulderry from Swim Back Carolina, junior national silver medalist last summer in this race. 7 of 8 in this B final with personal bests in prelims.
This is another strong event for the United States, the men's backstroke. I think if you're a swimming fan, you certainly know the history of this event as well as the 100 in Olympic competition. I love that Auburn cap with Nate there in lane number 5. Big War Eagle there. Went his best time this morning. Again, like you said, 7 PBs here. And Albiero, the one that didn't go his best time up there in lane 7, was only a couple tenths off.
Good start for Albiero. 24-year-old from Cardinal Aquatics there in lane 7. JT Ewing from Wolfpack Elite, 18-year-old in lane 6. Charging up into the mix too. How about Chris Thames from Metro Atlanta Aquatic Club in lane 2, the 24-year-old vying here for the win.
Not too many young guys in here. Ewing, the 18-year-old, is the youngest in the field, along with Maldari in lane 4. He was the only one, by the way. Caleb went 157.8, the only guy to crack 158. Boy, 56.8 out for Ewing. A half second faster than he was in the prelim.
He was a finalist in the A at the U.S. Open in Greensboro in December. I'll try to see if he can snare victory here in this B at the U.S. National.
Maldari's going to have to do it on the last 100. According to what we saw in Fallon, he was 7th at the 100, still 7th at the 150.
Ewing leading, Albiero surging alongside in lane 7 here in this B final. Teenager still managing this margin right now. The vet from Cardinal Aquatics can't crack into it, and it will be a B final win here for JT Ewing. 157.71, lowers his personal best by a half second.
That's a great sight to see, and you crack a barrier like 158. Stoffel got second right there in lane number 4, but right above him, 157.7. Stoffel came home in 29.3 on the back half.
Ewing takes it. Stoffel there from Auburn second. The rest of this group finishing strong in the men's 200-meter backstroke B. It's title time here in the men's 200-meter backstroke. Aaron Pearsall still holds the world and American record from his swim at the 2009 World Championships. Ryan Murphy knows all about super swims. Again, a pair of Olympic golds from the backstrokes in Rio, and silver in this event in Tokyo. Snagged his first individual long course world title of his career last summer in Budapest. 19 world and Olympic medals all time for the 27-year-old standout from California Aquatics. Ian Grum from Dynamo Swim Club, 22-year-old, 4th at the NCAAs in the 200-yard back for Georgia this past season. Hunter Tapp from Wolfpack Elite, another 22-year-old, just off his personal best in the heats. He'll be in lane 2. Lane 3, Destin Lasco from California Aquatics, new personal best 2 in the prelims, NCAA champion of the 200-yard back for Cal this season. There's Ryan Murphy, trains with Lasco and others there at Cal. Top qualifier in the prelims, he'll be in lane 4. Jack Aikens from Swim Atlanta, the 20-year-old U.S. national champion last summer. He was second best in the heats here. Tommy Jansen from Notre Dame sliced almost 3 seconds off his all-time best in this event in the prelims. The 19-year-old in lane 6. Lane 7's where we'll find Keaton Jones from Swim Neptune, future Cal Golden Bear. Another guy, personal best in the heats. And Daniel Deal, 17-year-old from YMCA of Cumberland in Maryland, U.S. Open champion in Greensboro, North Carolina last December. Destin Lasco already headed to the Worlds route. He finished 4th in the 100 free, so he's set for relay duty, trying to get there to swim an individual race here in the 200 back.
Yeah, no question, he definitely has a chance. This is a much better event for him, believe it or not, than the 100 freestyle. Watch Murph start. Watch his start. He is unbelievable. Oh, he's so quick. I mean, his reaction time is just brilliant. 0.52 on that, quicker than anybody else in the field. He did everything on the back half this morning, kind of just floating out there that first 100, put a little pressure on the second 100, put him in there in that middle of the pool. 5 guys were 150 or have been 156 or better. Another event that is just astounding for Team USA. They had won 5 Olympic gold medals in a row in this event from 96 through 16, with Murphy won it in 16. Reloff bested Murphy in 2021 when he won the silver there, but they have won medals over and over and over again in this event.
Aikens had the lead in that opening 50 by a 10th. Murphy tagging along right near him. Now the lead almost 2/10 for the 20-year-old.
Yeah, it is tight, Jason. I'm looking at the splits. A lot of 56s in there. Everybody's under 57 going out except Keaton Jones. He's 57.00. Right there in the middle. This is going to be a race. They're going to make Ryan Murphy earn this. If and when he makes the team here, he went into first place there. And now he's about 17/100ths of a second ahead of Aikens. And here comes Glasgow.
A great turn in underwater gave Murphy the lead after the 100. Another one puts him ahead. Glasgow trying to charge back, but Murphy asserting himself here in lane 4. Olympic champion, world champion, charging his way towards a national title here at home in Indianapolis. Ryan Murphy does it again. Big race and battle there for second spot. Give it to Lasco, just over Aikens in the number 2 hole. And the 2 guys that train together in California Aquatics look like they're headed off to Japan together.
Together indeed. Together indeed. And can you imagine swimming every day with one of the great legends of our sport, Ryan Murphy?
There we go, boy.
And by the way, that is the fastest and the 3rd fastest time in the world this year. Murph there. Look at the quickness, the explosion on the left-hand side that he does when he gets off the blocks. As I said, nobody in the world is better than Ryan Murphy on the start in the backstroke, which gives him that momentum. And then he is so good at focusing on getting into and out of the walls. And when you look at the stroke that he has, he's always focuses on that core. Look at the distance he gets underwater. That's a 200 and he's popping up at 13, 14 meters. A 200, that's what you're doing in 100. And then underwater, he focuses, as I said, on that core. He keeps that stomach flexed. And then turn, that keeps his hips high with that stroke rate going. Ah, beautiful.
And the champ is with Kira.
Ryan, congratulations, another national title. Describe the strategy that you had on the back half of that race that helped you get the win.
I mean, the strategy on the back end was just to try to stay ahead of those 2 guys next to me. They were pushing me the whole way. An awesome swim for Destin. I think, over the course of my career, I've had 3 teammates make the 200 back with me. And I think Destin might be the best of them. So really great job to him.
I don't know if you keep track of things like this, but you just made your 5th Worlds team. How special is it for you to go back to Worlds?
It's awesome. I mean, I think I'm someone where, I put my head down, take one step at a time every day. You woke up at the end of the season and, that strategy's worked out well for me.
And I just got to shout out the Cal fans here in the house, the support that they've given you. What does that mean to you?
The Cal fans are awesome. The Cal parents, my mom was texting me, and my parents are, they're part of the older Cal parents generation. I'm a little bit older than the current undergrads, but my mom was like, I love this group of Cal parents.
Well, it seems like you guys will have a lot of fun at Worlds. Congratulations.
Go Bears.
Ryan Murphy in the Cal contingent, Dave Durden and company. looking on as two of their own go 1-2 here in the men's 200-meter backstroke. Ryan Murphy punching his ticket to a 5th long course world team representing the United States, and he'll have a chance to defend that 200 backstroke title next month in Japan.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the awards ceremony for the men's 200-meter backstroke. Presenting awards, Chair of the USA Swimming Foundation Board of Directors, please welcome David Shackley. And a tie for third at 1:56.04. First up from YMCA of Cumberland, Daniel Deal. Also in third place from Swim Atlanta, Jack Akins. Finishing second from California Aquatics and a 1:55.63, Destin Lasco. Your 2023 Phillips 66 National Champion in the men's 200-meter backstroke with a winning time of 1:55.03, representing California Aquatics, Ryan Murphy.
Indianapolis does a great job of hosting big-time events, and Ryan Murphy always seems to step up in big events, always finds his way to a podium rally to the top step here at Nationals with the 200 back.
Yeah, and what a moment to be able to share that with your teammate who really lit it up. He goes his best time by over a second.
I love bringing you some B-final coverage here in the women's 50-meter butterfly. So Sjöström, that world record from Sweden. Tori Husk, see her in the A final coming up. Goes down the American record. Got a host of colleges represented here in this B final, including Ava Longi, Emma Stickland from Texas, Gabby Albiero from Louisville, Olivia Peoples from Florida, Brady Kendall from Michigan, plus 15-year-old Charlotte Crush from Lakeside Swim Team. There's Gabby Albiero.
Saw her brother swim in the 200 backstroke B final earlier. Great contingent of sisters and brothers and sisters here in Indianapolis. The Walsh sisters. We saw Alex and Gretchen. We'll see Gretchen, rather, coming up in the A final. 50. No doubt that you have to, it's quite obvious, that a race in the last 26 seconds is flat out from the very beginning. The only thing is you make sure you catch and grab the water.
How about the 15-year-old Charlotte Crush crushing it in lane 8? Give her the B final win, 26.24. Cuts her personal best down there by about 6/10.
Look at that. Oh, don't you love that? 15 years of age. She goes her best time by 6/10 of a second, which in a 50 is a lot, buddy. I'm telling you, 6/10 in a 50.
Talk about all this college talent in the race. She's going to have her pick of colleges when the time comes in a couple of years.
Youngest by far in the field.
Charlotte Crush victorious there in the B, followed by Olivia Peoples and Gabby Albiero.
She's going to have a smile on her face for a while.
Championship on the line here in the women's 50-meter butterfly. Sarah Sjöström from Sweden. World record holder Tori Husk holds down the American record. The 20-year-old from Arlington Aquatic Club swims collegiately at Stanford. Won Olympic relay silver in Tokyo and 6 medals at Worlds last summer. Nearly got one in this race. She finished 6th, but was only about a 10th or so away from bronze. She'll be in the mix in a talented field. Olivia Bray from Longhorn Aquatics, 21-year-old there in lane number 1. Claire Curzan, again from Alto Swim Club at Stanford, originally from North Carolina. In all of her accomplishments at the Worlds last summer, including the 5 medals. He was 5th in this race last summer. There's Abby Weitzel, 2-time Olympian in sprint freestyle. Says she doesn't really train for fly, she just goes. So new personal best for her are the heats. There's Gretchen Walsh, college at Virginia, top time in the heats. New personal best by about a half second for her. There's Tori Husk. Again, the American record holder, 2nd quick in prelims in lane 5. Beta Nelson, great college career at Wisconsin. Short course racing sensation, trying to make a long course team at age 24 in lane 6. Natalie Hines, Olympic and world relay medals for her in her career at a Gator Swim Club in lane 7. And Catherine Zedek from Ohio State at age 21. She rounds the field in lane 8.
Well, the 3 swimmers in the middle of the pool have already made the team, including Gretchen Walsh, who finished 3rd in the 100 freestyle, so she'll be swimming that 400 freestyle relay. And this is another race I think you need to keep an eye on the American record. No chance at a world record. 24.43, Sarah Sjöström, that's one of the greatest world records in history. The 25.38 American record. Tori Husk has that.
For the time Walsh put up in prelims, 5th fastest time of the world this year.
And 16/100ths of a second off that American record. And she's going for it right away. Husk is going to have to come from behind on this one. There's Husk.
Gretchen Walsh trying to make it stand up in lane 4. Husk closing hard, but Walsh,
she did it!
To the line. 25.11, new American record and a national title.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was going down. That's the 3rd fastest performer in history. Sarah Sjöström has the top, I don't know how many, but probably 50 times, but 3rd fastest performer ever in this race. There she is, right there in lane 4. Watch that. She doesn't get a, if she can get a start, she's under 25. And no swimmer in history has ever broken 25 except for Sarah Sjöström. She's .73 Jason, on the start. Slowest by far in the field. Horrible start. Husk was 15/100ths of a second faster on the start. But boy, once she enters the water, wow.
What a finish. Here's Kira.
Well, Gretchen, that 25:11 is a new American record. What are the emotions when you look up and see that time?
Honestly, I didn't see that coming at all. I've dropped like 0.8 at this meet, so that race was just really fun. It's like you don't get to do it very often, and I love it when I do, no pressure, so yeah.
Interesting that you didn't see that coming. What sort of expectations did you have coming into the week?
Honestly, butterfly is like something I've been focusing a lot more on recently, but like freestyle was my main focus, so this was definitely a surprise, but I mean, obviously I'm thrilled, so yeah.
Last night you said that you've been dreaming of this moment to get to punch your ticket to Worlds. As you think about that opportunity, what are you most excited about?
I'm just, yeah, it's been a long 4 years, ever since 2019, and I've come a long way, so I'm just excited to go. I want to go to Japan, so yeah.
We will see you in Japan. Congrats.
Thanks.
Certainly happiness there in the Virginia bench area.
Yeah, Todd DeSorbo on the right, the head coach. What a moment for him. What a year he has had.
And a U.S. American record there for Gretchen Walsh, 25.11, taking the win. Tori Husk will get to race this again, potentially at Worlds in the 50 fly. Only the one will get there here for Team USA. Again, you look at what happens and transpires there for Alex Walsh, and even a veteran like Abby Weitzel recognizing that moment.
And a great swim for Tori Husk. You're right in the fact that, Jason, Tori Husk can swim that event if she qualifies in another race. So yes, you're right. Because she qualified in the 100 freestyle on the relay, potentially being fifth.
Again, all the spots for Team USA become official at the end of the meet when they divvy them up.
Right, right. It's a bit confusing even for us. If she had not qualified for the team, then only first place goes. But I think she's going to swim, which is good. It's perfect. And Claire Curzan, and a heartbreak tonight because she gets third in 2 events. Tough double for Claire Curzan. She was unbelievable, and she's going to have a great meet the rest of the way. Don't count out Claire Curzan for making this team. Boy, Gretchen, she's going to have a really good 50 freestyle. Tune in Saturday. Her 53 is going to be fun to watch.
Talking about siblings doing good things. Throw the Walsh sisters into the mix.
Sister Alex already a world champion. 200 IM. She swam tonight.
And the kids grew up swimming for Nashville Aquatic Club. And doing good things at the University of Virginia there, alongside a couple of Stanford Cardinal teammates. That one gonna be headed to the folks in Palo Alto with those two grouped together on the podium here at Nationals. Curzan.
You do have a lot to smile about, buddy.
How about a look at this B final in the men's 50 butterfly. Caleb Dressel coming up in the A. More on him in a moment. And Matthew Jensen from California Aquatics leading the way here in lane number 4. And Rowdy, how about this? You see the names, but look at the left. You've got 8 different swimmers from 8 different college programs in the mix. Kind of cool.
Yeah, really cool. And a lot of PBs again in this one. You've got to be on your game in the preliminaries here in Indy if you want to make it back for a second swim. 6 swimmers went their lifetime best this morning. A lot of 23 pluses too. Three guys broke 24. This is close. Less than half a second separates 1 through 8. Good start in 4 for Jensen. Quick reaction there for him, 0.64.
Tight in the center of the pool. Noah Henderson looks strong early up top in lane number 8 out of Wolfpack Elite. Right now, Jensen looks like he will get it done. 23.64 seconds, new lifetime best for him in winning the B. Jace Crawford, Florida Gator there, second at 23.80, a new PB for him too.
Jensen 23.6, Cal having quite the night and perfect finish. This is how you really want to finish. Watch this full extension to the wall. You couldn't ask for a better finish. One of the big reasons why he won that B final with a lifetime best.
Jensen Crawford followed by Dalton Lowe. Mason Wilburn there as well from Notre Dame in a tie for third. Championship on the line of the men's 50-meter butterfly. Caleb Dressel, American record holder, 2-time world champion of this event. Won gold of the 50 fly and relay gold for the U.S. last summer in Hungary, then left the meet early due to unspecified grounds. Just 29th in the prelims for the 100 free at this meet. Just really getting back into racing after a break, but he makes this final in the 50 fly. Top qualifier, normally that's Dressel. Here it's Dare Rose, the 20-year-old from California Aquatics, with a new personal best by 7/10 in the prelims, so he'll be in lane 4. Dressel on the outside, 23.79 his prelim swim. It's about a second and a half off his American record time. But a big ovation, everybody jacked to see Caleb Dressel back racing after his layoff. Zach Harding, 25-year-old from Cardinal Aquatics, Olympian and World Championship performer for the U.S. in the 200 fly in lane 2. Ryan Held has Olympic World Relay gold medals on his resume. He was 5th in the 100 free already at this meet. There's Rose, native of Jersey City, New Jersey. Swims across the country at Cal, and again holding down that coveted lane 4 spot as the top qualifier. Michael Andrew, now 24 years of age. 4 medals for him at Worlds last summer, including bronze in this race. He was just 100th from silver. Andrew in lane 5, 18-year-old Johnny Kulo from Sun Devil Swimming with a new personal best in the prelims. He's there in lane 6. Finn Brooks out of Indiana Swim Club, the 20-year-old. He's going to get some love here from the Hoosier fans in the house. And Aiden Stoffel from Auburn University won his fastest time ever in this event during the prelims too. He'll be in lane 8. Well, Rowdy, with Dressel still really seemingly trying to race his way into top form, normally he'd be in the favorite in this race. Does that fall to Michael Andrew now?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what those two guys have done. He's been 22.79. Michael Andrews should be the favorite, but this guy's got a lane, and when you have a lane, you've got a chance.
Take your mark.
Good start for Dressel down there. He's going to have to go faster, no doubt about it. Rose had the best start at .60. Michael Andrew looking good up there in lane number 5. That's Andrew right there.
Andrew on the podium last year at the Worlds. Dressel with a late charge to the wall. Andrew is gonna win it by less than a tenth over Rose. Dressel coming on strong to get third, 23.35. So he shaves about 4/10 off his time from prelims.
Well, you know, Michael Andrew has not swum yet, so he obviously has not made the team. Well, he just did right there, and again, he gets off to a great start. Michael Andrew, not so much on the reaction time, but what he does once he enters the water, he's so good at coming out of that breakout right there, puts his head down, 9/100ths of a Rose. Rose, kind of a heartbreak right there, not being able to make the team yet. We're gonna see Michael Andrew in maybe all 4 of the 50s here, and that's what happens when you come in with a half stroke, as Rose did right there, half stroke, and that cost him, and Michael Andrew wins it.
Michael Andrew victorious, headed off to another world team and hanging out with Kira.
Michael, congratulations. Let's just hear your analysis of that race, first of all.
Honestly, I think it was messy, but I'm grateful. It was an awesome race. The guys, it's a very tight field, so to get my hand on the wall, that's all I was wanting to do. But.
Big reaction from you at the end there. Describe the emotions behind the reaction.
Yeah, to be very honest, I've been a lot more nervous for this meet than I have in a long time. It almost feels like my first Olympic trials, and so that's a sense of relief, but also there's excitement because now I can race free the rest of the week. So God is good. It was a crazy swim, but I'm ready for the rest of the meet.
Looking forward to seeing you race free. Congrats.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Michael Andrew wins that battle with Rose and grabs the victory of the national title in the men's 50-meter butterfly. Caleb Dressel will not get a chance to defend his title seemingly in this race at Worlds, coming there in third as we look at the rest of the winners here, Rowdy, on this evening at the Phillips 66 National Championships.
Well, certainly the shocker at the beginning of the meet when Claire Weinstein, the young 16-year-old, beat Katie Ledecky. Great race in that women's 200 breaststroke. Maybe the race of the meet. Reagan Smith chasing that world record. Women really look good tonight.
Some scintillating performances from some of the young performers. Great racing as usual here at the Phillips 66 National Championships. Join us again tomorrow, 7 Eastern here on Peacock for more action from Indy. For Rowdy Gaines and Kira K. Dixon, this is Jason Abb saying so long. Reagan Smith, already a couple of national titles. Ryan Murphy grabbing one. All the victors celebrating so far in Indy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the award ceremony for the men's 50-meter butterfly. Presenting awards for the men's 50-meter butterflies, the head coach of Center Grove Aquatic Club, which is today's Phillips 66 National Championship Club of the Day. Please welcome Brad Smith. Touching third in a time of 23.35, representing Gator Swim Club, Caleb Dressel. Your second place finisher, representing California Aquatics in a time of 23.20, Dare Rose. Your 2023 Phillips 66 National Champion in the 50-meter butterfly with a winning time of 23.11 for MA Swim Academy, Michael Andrew. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, your medalist in the men's 50-meter butterfly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, still a lot more swimming to go on night number 2. Back to the top of our event order for the women's 200 freestyle. And then we'll go right back down the list. 200 breaststroke, 200 backstroke, and then we'll cap it off again with the 50 butterfly. C final. C final of the women's 200 freestyle in the water. Jillian Barshik of City of Lafayette Aquatics in 1. Aurora Rockhair of Alto Swim Club in 2. Maddie Mintinko of Pikes Peak Athletics in lane 3. Gabby DeLoof, New York Athletic Club, is in lane 4. Isabel Ivy of the University of Florida in 5. Chloe Stepanek, Long Island Aquatic Club in 6. Sloan Reinstein of Palo Alto Stanford Aquatics in 7. And Kate McCarville of Tennessee Aquatics is in lane 8. Ivy with the lead, 27-29 at the front 50 meters of this 200 freestyle C final. Ivy continues to have a solid lead just ahead of Gabby DeLoof. Now 0.6 of a second the gap. Chloe Stepanek holds on to 3rd place, but she's just outside of a second behind the lead of Isabel Ivy. Maddie Mintinko, the 15-year-old lone teenager in the field, is in lane 3. She's a 58.22 on the front 100 meters. Mintinko's 159.53 this morning moved her into the top 30 NAG rankings for the 15-16 age group as a 15-year-old. Isabel Ivy continues to lead. DeLoof in 2nd, Stepanek in 3rd. Sloan Reinstein charging, moving up with a 30.7 on that 3rd 50. Can she continue to close the gap as we wrap up this C final? Isabel Ivy led at the 50, the 100, the 150. But it's going to be Maddie Mintinko with a furious finish, 30.0 on the final 50 meters to drop a few more tenths of a second off of her morning swim best time and move up to 27th in the NAG rankings as only a 15-year-old winning the C final. D final. D final, women's 200 freestyle. Northern Kentucky Clipper Lainey Kruger in 1. Alexa McDevitt of Bellevue Club Swim Team in 2. Greater Somerset Wise Anna Mesh in lane 3. Bailey Hartman of the Crow Canyon Sharks in lane 4. Lily Nesty of Gator Swim Club in lane 5. Lainey Mullins of Suburban Seahawks in 6. Hannah Bellard, Club Wolverine in 7. And Michaela Mattis of the Sarasota Sharks in lane 8. Mesh with the lead, the 17-year-old from Greater Somerset, New Jersey, 27.34 on the opening 50 meters. And she continues to have an impressive lead, over a second now, ahead of Bailey Hartman, who's in 2nd. Hannah Bellard moving up into 3rd. Does Mesh have the right strategy? Out in a 57.5, a full second ahead of the 58.5 from Bailey Hartman. Here's the final turn for Mesh. She's going to turn at a 128.39, a 30.8. She continues to lead. The lead has grown to a 2 1/4 ahead of Hannah Bellard, who's now in second, who also split a 30.8. A 30.5, the fastest split in the field. That's from Michaela Mattis, who's in lane 8, the 18-year-old from the Sarasota Sharks, trying to make a charge on the final 50. But it does not look like anyone can catch Anna Mesh. A late charge from Hannah Bellard in 7. But it'll be too little too late. Anna Mesh wins with a 1:59.57, getting under the 2-minute mark and beating her personal best by 0.02 of a second to win the D final.
Event 8, men's 200-meter freestyle C final. Lane 1, Lakeside Aquatic Club, Cooper Lucas. 2, Wolfpack Elite, Noah Bowers. 3, Sun Devil Swimming, Grant House. 4, Indiana Swim Club, Brendan Burns. 5, Rose Bowl Aquatics, Rex Maurer. 6, Swim Mac, Tim Connery. 7, Auburn University, Mason Matthias. Lane 8, TAC Titans, Michael Cutter. Lucas with that best time today, a 1:49.24 for the 17-year-old of Lakeside. Push him up to number 43 all time for the rankings in that age group. Maurer, 25th all time in the 17-18 rankings. 48.18 this morning, also a best time for Rex Maurer. So Grant House, though, out of lane 3, 51.39 with the lead split at the halfway turn ahead of Brendan Burns, the 200 backstroke champion at NC2As this year, 52.11 for Burns. Then it's Maurer of Rose Bowl in lane 5, 52.18 at the 100. House with a 27.8 over the third 50. Basically matching that speed was Burns and Matthias. But House with a half-second lead coming out of that last turn. Burns in 4, Maurer in 5. Rex Maurer now stretching out those long arms, getting ahead of Grant House, pulls even at the final touch. House and Maurer to decide the C final, and they tie. 1:47.63, that's a best time for Rex Maurer. That'll slide him all the way up to number 13 all time, just behind Townley Haas's 1:47.55 in the 17-18 age group. Brendan Burns third, 1:48.17. D final. Lane 1, Foothill Swim Team, Chase Miller. 2, Mission Viejo, Noah Setch. 3, Laker Swim, Ryan Erisman. 4, Mason Manarays, Jason Zhao. 5, Texas Ford, Jacob Wimberly. 6, Longhorn Aquatics, Daniel Lee. 7, Princeton University, Mitchell Schott. Lane 8 for the Dallas Mustangs, Sage Sungale. Mitchell Schott of Princeton, 24/7, has the lead split. Still Schott, 52 flat. Wimberly in second at 53.0. Third, Jason Zhao, 53.28. Zhao, the 16-year-old for the Mason Man Rays, with the best time of 1:49.42 this morning. That puts him at number 11 all-time in the 15-16 age group. Actually 10th all-time. Still Mitchell's shot, 28-1 over the third 50, 28-2 from Wimberly, 28-5 for Zhao with Sungale in fourth in lane 8. Jason Zhao looks to be taken over. Challenged by lane 7, Mitchell's shot. And the final touch goes to Jason Zhao, 1:49.09, another best time for Zhao. That puts him now at number 8 all-time in the 15-16 age group. Mitchell shot second with a 49.44. Third, Jacob Wimberly, Texas forward, 1:49.94. Well done, gentlemen. Fantastic racing here in the 200-meter freestyle.
This is the C final of the women's 200 breaststroke. C final women's 200 breast underway. Hannah Ownbay of Auburn University in 1. Bridget Engel of Kentucky Aquatics in 2. Ryan Mallett of Crow Canyon Sharks in 3. Katie Christopherson of Swim Atlanta is in 4. Josie Penitz of Ohio State in 5. Bryn Curtis of Auburn in 6. Denise Phelan of Kentucky Aquatics in 7. And Zoe Skirble of Racer X Aquatics in lane 8. 50 meters down, Bridget Engel in lane number 2 leads the way. She's out in a 33.68, just ahead of Ownbay, who's in lane 1, out in a 33.99. Bryn Curtis all the way over in lane 6, sitting in 3rd at the 50 with a 34.11. $111.91, Bryn Curtis leading the way at the halfway mark, ahead of her teammate Hannah Ownbay, who's in 3rd. In Kentucky Aquatics, Bridget Engel, who was in 2nd, albeit only by 0.05 of a second. Josie Penitz of Ohio State in lane 5. Moving up from 6th to 4th, heading into the 100 meters. Does she have more climbing up that ladder to do here on the third 50? We'll see. Penitz stays in 4th, Ownbay stays in 3rd, Engel stays in 2nd, and your leader remains Bryn Curtis, who outsplit the field by about 0.5 of a second. 38.69 on that third 50. She's got a 0.7 of a second lead ahead of Engel. Final 15 meters here in the C final, women's 200 breaststroke. Engel looks like she's making a charge. Can she make the pass, or will it be Bryn Curtis? At the touch, it is Engel. 39.0 on the final 50 to touch it to 2:30.30. 1/100th of a second ahead of Bryn Curtis, who touches at a 2:30.31. 2:32.19 for Josie Penitz from Ohio State, finishing in 3rd. D final. D final, women's 200 breaststroke. Grace Rabb of Aquajet swim team in 1, Caroline Bricker of Pikes Peak Athletics in 2, Elle Scott of Nova of Virginia in 3, Sophia Plaza of Swim Mac in 4, Gracie Wyan of the Sarasota Sharks in 5, Avery Clamfith of Swim Mac in lane 6, Danny Karna of Scarlet Aquatics in 7, and Grace Rainey of Swim Mac is in lane 8. $50 meters down, 34.3 for Elle Scott leading the way. The 16-year-old from Nova of Virginia, 2:34.89 this morning. Scott has cracked the top 100 all-time performers in the 15-16 national age group rankings. Her best time at 2:32.04 that she swam at the Nova Long Course Senior Classic earlier this year. Avery Clamfith of Swim Mac looks like she may have pulled even after 250s. That is the case. Clamfith out in a 1:12.82, 0.2 of a second back from Elle Scott, who was out in a 1:12.63. Grace Rainey in lane 8, teammates of Clamfith from Swim Mac. She's out in a 1:13.21, only about half a second behind the lead of Scott. Scott looks like she may be picking up the pace even more. 39.3 on that third 50. She's got a half a second lead now over Clamfith, who stays in second. Caroline Bricker now jumps up into third. She splits a 39.6 on that third 50, but it's everybody looking up at Elle Scott of Nova of Virginia in lane 3, who has the lead. Here comes lane 2, Caroline Bricker continuing to reel in Scott. Sophia Plaza of Swim Mac in lane 4 also trying to track her down. Final 5 meters of our D final 200 breaststroke. It's going to be a close finish, and the finish is going to be Elle Scott's 2:32.78 winning the D final. Plaza in second, jumping from 6th to 2nd on the back half, 2:32.86 for her, and a 2:32.95 for Plaza's teammate Avery Clamfith, finishing in third.
Event 10, men's 200-meter breaststroke.
Ladies and gentlemen, the D final of the women's 200 breaststroke is under video review. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a disqualification to report in the D final. Lane 3, butterfly kick during the swim.
Men's 200-meter breaststroke C final. In 1 for Rose Bowl Aquatics, Daniel Lee. 2, University of Notre Dame, Sean Fakish. 3, Aggie Swim Club, Alex Sanchez. 4, Rockville Montgomery, Jed Gardner. 5, Lakeside Swim Team, Will Schultz. 6, First Colony Swim, Logan Brown. 7, Texas Ford Aquatics, Joshua Chen. And 8 for Sun Devil Swimming is Andy Dobrzanski.
Sean Fakish in 2 for Notre Dame, 2:15.9 this morning. Fakish with the lead at 104.36, halfway through the race. Daniel Lee second, 104.68. Then Will Schultz in 5, 104.84. An even line of breaststrokers as they approach the final turn in this 200-meter event. Could be Joshua Chen in lane 7 from Texas Ford, who emerges with a lead out of this turn. Looks like Daniel Lee in 1, followed by Fakish, and now Sanchez in 3rd. Lane 3, Aggie Swim Club. Lee and Sanchez separating themselves from this line. Together with lane 7, Joshua Chen of Texas Ford. Daniel Lee from lane 1, the 17-year-old for Rose Bowl, 2:16.40 in the prelims. And out of the C final, Daniel Lee picks up the win, dropping all the way down to 2:14.15. Second with a huge final 50 is Jed Gardner, lane 4. 2:14.81, representing Rockville Montgomery Swim Club, out touching Alex Sanchez of Aggie, 2:14.97. And C final results are pending video review. We have a disqualification report from event 10 in the C final. Lane 6 disqualified for butterfly kick during the swim. D final. So the result holds for Daniel Lee there out of the C final. Another massive improvement, dropping 2 seconds off his morning swim to 2:14.15, puts him at number 34 all time in the 17-18 age group rankings. As we take a look now at your D finalists, in 1 from Indiana Swim Club, Harry Herrera. 2 from Indiana, Luke Barr. 3, Longhorn Aquatics, Andrew Zoe. 4, Fort Collins Area Swim Team, Jake Eccleston. 5, Aquajet Swim Team, Charles Edgelin. In 6, from Florida, Peter Bretzman. 7, Sun Devil Swimming, Cale Martyr. 8, Dallas Mustangs, Angus Corbeau. Peter Bretzman of Florida, 30.3, and then a 33.8. 104.21, half-second lead over Luke Barr in lane 2. Third is Martyr in 7 at 105.0. Bretzman of Florida, lane 6, 34.8 on the third 50. Martyr was a 35.0 to move into second. Also moving up, Eccleston with a 35.5 split. He's in lane 4. The 17-year-old was a 2:19.6 this morning. Bretzman 2:16.7 in the prelims. So Bretzman, big drop from his morning time, goes down to 2:14.97 to take the win in the D final. Luke Barr second, 2:15.43, and third Cale Martyr, 2:15.85. Results are pending video review. From our D final of the men's breaststroke, lane 2 has been disqualified for using multiple butterfly kicks at the start. Results are still pending from the D final. We also have a disqualification from lane 6 in the D final for butterfly kick during the swim.
Moving forward now to event number 11, women's 200 backstroke. This is the C final. C final women's 200 backstroke. Summer Stanfield of Utah Aquatics in 1, Maggie Wanazek of Elmbrook Swim Club in 2, Anna Freed, Indiana Swim Club in 3, Tess Howley, Long Island Aquatic Club in 4, Alexa Connor of Suburban Seahawks in 5, Emily Hamill Germantown Academy in 6. Elise Heiser of Indiana Swim Club in 7. And Charlotte Crush of Lakeside Swim Team in lane 8. Crush led the way at the 50-meter mark, 30.35 on the opening 50. Crush, 15-year-old, a top 75 NAG ranked 200 backstroker, now in second, a 103.67 for her on the first 100. Elise Heiser moving into the lead with a 103.54 split at the 100-meter mark. Final turn and a speedy third 50 from Wanizek in lane 2, a 33.0. She even splits the middle 100 meters, 33.08, 33.08. Jumping up into second is Tess Howley, who's half a second behind Wanizek at that final turn. They are your two leaders as we hit the final 5 meters here in the C final of the women's 200 backstroke. A strong finish. Wanizek will finish at a 2:10.68, dropping over 2.5 seconds from her prelim swim. And that 2:10.68 makes her debut on the NAG rankings for 17-18s at 36th fastest 17-18 in American history. D final. Ryulette of University of Louisville in 1, Charlotte Wilson, University of Denver Hilltoppers in 2. Cayman Neal, Swim Mac in 3, Audrey Derivo of Jersey Wahoos in lane 4, Zeri Ferguson, Bluefish Swim Club in 5, Finley Anderson of University of Denver Hilltoppers in 6, Lexi Stevens of Poseidon Swimming in 7, and Natalie Mannion of Alto Swim Club, who is your leader after 50 meters, out in a 31.45. She is in lane 8. Just ahead of Derivo. Derivo a 2:15.02, her personal best at 2:13.70, which she swam earlier this year at the SCAR Memorial Day meet. Good for 24th NAG ranking in 13-14 age group history. She continues to hold on to second, about 0.3 of a second behind Natalie Mannion, who's leading the way out in lane 8. Here's the final turn on the D final of the women's 200 backstroke. Mannion led at the 50, at the 100. But it's Derivo that leads at the 150. She makes the pass with a 34.63. Take a strong finish from Derivo to break her personal best at 2:13.70. Mannion in second. Finley Anderson has been third from the start. She's still right there, 0.8 of a second back at that final turn. Look at the finish being turned in from Audrey Derivo as she touches the wall to win the D final at a 2:14.30. Second place is Mannion with a 2:15.91. And third, a 2:15.97, turned in by Cayman Neal, who went from 7th to 3rd on the second 100.
Event 12, men's 200-meter backstroke C final. In one from Evolution Racing Club, Humberto Najera. 2, California Aquatics, Colby Mefford. 3, Louisville, Jackson Millard. 4, Longhorn Aquatics, Christopher O'Connor. 5, Utah Aquatics, Brandon Miller. 6, Michigan, Jack Wilkening. 7, from the University of Michigan, Wyatt Davis. 8, Zionsville Swim Club, William Modulin. Najera the Soul, 18 and under from this field with the best time this morning, 2:00.59. Put him at number 59 all time in those rankings. This is Chris O'Connor, though, of Longhorn in lane 4, 57.15 at the 100. Out in the 27.0, back in the 30.1, leading Wyatt Davis of Michigan, 58.04, then Najera at 58.35. Gaining just a couple tenths over the third 50. Wyatt Davis with a 30.7, trying to run down O'Connor of Texas in lane 4. O'Connor from lane 4 leads this field from start to finish and picks up the win with a 158.24 over a second drop from his morning effort. Second is Wyatt Davis, Michigan, 159.23. Third place will go to William Modulin at 2:00.45 from Zionsville Swim Club. D final. Lane 1, Blue Hen Aquatics, Gavin Curry. 2, Sun Devil, Owen McDonald. 3, Piedmont Family YMCA and Cavalier Swimming, David King. 4, Scarlet Aquatics, Eric Lee. 5, Rockville Montgomery Swim Club, Adriano Ariotti. 6, Commonwealth Swimming, Tommy Hagar. 7, Sarasota Sharks, Amadeus Knott. 8, Kentucky Aquatics, Jackson Musler. McDonald, 58.6, lane 2. He's got the lead over Curry by 3 tenths. Owen McDonald, 129.2, 30.6 on that third 50. A 31.0 from David King in lane 3 for Cavalier Swimming. He moves up into 4th. And a big jump from Ariotti as well with a 30.1 split to get into 2nd place. Ariotti in 5, now even with McDonald into the final 15 meters. Owen McDonald of Sun Devil, 2:01.3 this morning. Ariotti, 2:01.9. And each of them breaking the 2-minute mark, led by McDonald's 1:59.19, Ariotti 1:59.58, and Curry third at a 2:01.48 from lane 1. And that swim from Ariotti will jump him all the way up to number 38, a tie for 38th all-time in the 17-18 age group with Sean Lehane and his effort from the 2013 Summer Nationals.
Back down to the other end of the pool we go. Then 13 women's 50-meter butterfly up next. C final. Swimming in the C final, women's 50 butterfly, Regenauer, Ulett, Larson, Parkey, Gingrich, Hartman, Bamer, and Thial. Slight edge looks like it belongs in lane 3, Caroline Larson. At the touch, Larson wins the heat, 26.97. Parkey, 27.08, finishes in 2nd, and Regenauer finishing in 3rd at a 27.09. Leah Gingrich going another personal best time. There is a disqualification to report in event 13, the C final, lane 5, false start. D final. In the water, Shallow, Reese, Jablonski, Tierney, Kern, Watson, Berlin, and Whitaker. D final, women's 50-meter butterfly on its way down already, 15 meters to go. Jablonski and Tierney look like they have a slight edge on the rest of the field. And at the touch, it is indeed Haley Tierney, 27.28. Dropping 0.2 of a second from her prelim swim to win the D final of the women's 50 butterfly.
We've got one more race for you. It's event 14, the men's 50-meter butterfly C final. C final. Schmidt in 1 with Benzing, Battaglini, Fentress, Buff, Wimberly, Jaywook, and Pelkey in 8. Lane 5 here, Scotty Buff, Greater Toledo Aquatic Club, throwing down with a 24.46, shaves off 6 100s from his morning effort to take the win in the final race of day 2 of the 2023 Phillips 66 National Championships. Touching out Luca Battaglini, Lane 3, East Carolina Aquatics, 24.53. Third will go to Lane 2, that's Brian Benzing of Towson University Swimming out of Maryland. 24.77 for Benzing. And that'll do it for day 2. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of the competition this evening. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning as we kick things off at 10 a.m. with preliminaries in the women's 400-meter individual medley, followed by the men's 4IM. Then we'll have women's and men's 100-meter butterfly, 50-meter breaststroke, and 50 meters of backstroke in what is sure to be an exciting morning of racing yet again here at the Indiana University Natatorium. We wish you all a wonderful evening. Please do travel safely on your way home. Good night.